customer relationship. How is the customer interacting with you? Are they interacting with you on a one-time purchase? So do they buy that software one time, or do they buy that product one time and they renew it every 3 years, 5 years? We buy cars every 5 to 10 years. We renew our cars. So a lot of the times that's a one-time kind of relationship. But then in the case of a SaaS model that Zakaria was talking about, the relationship is ongoing. It could be a monthly relationship which they buy and pay for on a monthly basis. With Yazid, he's saying that it's a yearly license. So those are the kind of things you need to think about. What is the best way in which you would want to build that customer relationship and the continuous engagement with the customer? Then you talk about revenue streams. How will you make money? What are you going to sell? These customers. What are the different ways you can sell them? So in the case of, like we said, the SaaS model, you're going to be getting revenues from subscription. Is there any other form of revenue you can get from them? Can you get also some revenue in the form of advertising or in some other form that you can generate? So you need to then put the revenue streams. Once you put the revenue streams, you need to identify what are the resources. So Yazid is saying advertising usually hated by customers. Well, if you look at Google, who's doing billions, their whole business is based on advertising. So if the advertising could be good as long as it's done in a smart way, and some customers like and are inspired by some nice advertisement. I don't know if you're aware of the Super Bowl that happens in the U.S., where people watch, wait for the advertisements which come in the middle, and people pay millions and millions to get that slot in the middle of the game, the Super Bowl game. But the advertisements are so creative and innovative that people just, wait to see what are the latest advertisements that these guys have done. So advertisements is not a negative overall. There's a lot of ways in which you can make money from it, and customers could like it. So Zakaria was saying pay-as-you-go model. So that's even, that's a different kind of model as well, and it's also a good model. Now, when you look at, we've talked about now how to get the customers, what are the target segments, how to reach them, what are you offering them, what's the relationship you'll have with them, what kind of money will you be making from them. So the customers, what's the value proposition you're offering them, what's the best way to reach them, and what's the relationship they have with you, so that they they give you the money and the revenue. The next step is to look at, so what do we need as key resources that allow us to do all of the others, that allow us to do this? What kind of resources are needed? So can I see from some of your interactions, what are the resources you need? So you might need hosting servers, you might need some engineers, you might need some money, cash, employees. So employees, Yazid, are resources, yes. So some very important, you need people, the human resources, they're called. So these are as well part of what you need. So hosting and development teams, Zakaria, absolutely.